everyone, welcome back. I'm just sat outside of Wickes. I was going to say, like, mustering up the courage to go in there because does any other female, I don't know if that's sexist of me, but I feel like I go in there and I just stick out like a sore thumb. I feel like a little, like, incapable, fragile female that needs, like, help. That is not the case. I feel like I'm very well versed, is that the right saying? Because my dad, I don't know where this is going, but my dad is a decorator and I feel like I've had quite a lot of exposure to these kinds of shops and DIY and everything else. But when I go in there, I just get this energy like I don't belong in there. But we should belong. Like, anyone can go into Wickes. I don't really know where this is going, but do you know what I mean? As a female, I feel like you might have experienced the same. Specifically Wickes, because I feel like this is very, like, buildery, like building supplies. And not that a gender should be tied to that, but I feel like it just is. Whereas, like, B&Q, you do get, like, more cutesy, like, styling bits. I feel like this is, like, hardcore. So we're going to go in, we're going to be brave, because I'm starting a new little project in the house, which I'm very excited about. As a lot of you watching will probably know, that I did the pantry project. When was that? October? And ever since, I've just had the itch to do another little project in the house. It's nothing major. I'm not going to be spending a lot of money. I think I'm going to set myself a little challenge of maybe trying to do this under £150. I don't know if that might be a bit optimistic. I don't know whether we'll have to maybe push it to 200 with the price of everything at the moment, but maybe that is going to be the goal, 150. We'll see how we go. I literally have no idea or, like, I don't know, like, concept of how much everything is going to cost. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just going to go and, like, have a little mooch and see what bits we can get. I don't know whether to tell you what I'm doing just yet. I might save it as we go along, because still in the early stages, I've just kind of got a loose Pinterest board with some, like, inspo pics, and I've saved a few TikToks and stuff. So very excited to be doing this. As I say, nothing like too major. I feel like in the house, I touched on this on the outro of the last video, and I remember it well because I literally did that an hour or so ago. But we basically haven't wanted to pump too much money into the house. One, because when we first moved in, we didn't have the money to do, like, all the projects that we wanted to, because we just bought our first house. And two, we've always been in the mental space that it's not our forever home. And I think when you tell yourself that, it seems like a waste of money to put money, like, pump loads of money into it. I don't know if that's just us, but now that we are staying there for the next, I don't know, year or two, we're not sure yet, I want to do these little projects. And as I say, if I can get it under £150, I'm more than happy to do that. Like, the pantry was just such a quick and easy project, but it's completely changed the kitchen and I just love it so much, and it's fun to film it for you guys. So yeah, welcome back. Some fun little projects that we can sink our teeth into, and yeah, I'm going to go and have a look in Wickes and see if I can get any of the initial bits to get us going and get some inspo. I am back. I'm just going to whip myself up some lunch. One of my favourite things to have for lunch is a wrap. I love a good wrap. I mix up the filling. I either have, like, chicken, or today I'm going to have, I've got an open mince that needs using, so I'm just going to have a bit of beef mince. And then we use these wraps. They are honestly so good. If you've not tried them, try them. They're also really good for you because they're really clean ingredients. But anyway, first phase of the little home project shopping list is got. It's for mummy! Got my little fur baby down here, obviously. I chose a paint colour. I don't know if by the end of this vlog I probably would have done it anyway, so I don't know why I'm trying to, like, act all secretive about it. But I want to get a few bits ordered and stuff before I tell you too much about it. Let me just get the mince out. But yeah, really excited to do it. I'm just, like, really into this kind of thing, and growing up with a decorator dad, honestly, him and my mum were always doing projects on the house. So this time of us being in this house and we've not done anything, I've got, like, the itch to do these projects. So it feels really good to have them lined up and I feel like this one's going to look really good, so very excited. But yeah, I'm going to make myself some food because I am starving, and it's like 10 to 2, and I've literally had a homemade, I made some healthy like breakfast bars, because I'm so lazy when it comes to breakfast. I either just skip it completely, or I'll have like a slice of buttered toast. Then I know that's not the greatest, I mean it's not awful, but it's not the greatest thing to have. So I made these bars last night. I made them last week as well, and they're so good. It's literally 2 eggs, 120 grams of oats, this is testing my memory, a sprinkle of cinnamon, and then I dice up some dates, chia seeds, there's dark chocolate in there, sprinkle of sea salt, and it's kind of like a flapjack, but obviously with the egg, it's a bit cakier, but really quick and easy to make them like on a Sunday night, so that I've got them ready to go in the week. And then if I'm out and about, or before I go to the gym, it's just really handy to like grab them, and I can have them on the go, and full of fibre, bit of protein, because I'm really trying to like stick with good eating this month, because what it's for, but we definitely overindulged Christmas, so it feels good. I've actually like been craving some healthy food, so it's actually not much of a struggle or a challenge. I actually feel good for like putting healthy stuff on my body again. So now the next day, ignore the state of me. I am on day 1 of period, so I am actually in agony today. I'm dosed up on ibuprofen though, so I'm starting to feel better, but I just nipped out to the shops because we needed a few bits. I needed all my period products. By the way, if you're looking for, don't know if you would be looking for this, but a really good period care brand that I absolutely swear by. The last like year or so I've used these. The only place I can find them at the moment is Sainsbury's. I don't think they've made their way into like Superdrug or Boots or anything, not that I've seen anyway, but it's this brand, Yoni. They do pads and tampons, but they are 100% organic cotton, so I don't think they've got all like the nasty chemicals and like all that scary stuff that the typical stuff have in them, which they shouldn't, which is madness because I never even realised that until like fairly recently. But this brand, definitely recommend. They are quite pricey. They are usually on Nectar. I was kicking myself today because I didn't have my Nectar card with me, because it's in Sam's cards basically with our joint account, and these were on Nectar. They usually always are, to be fair, like half price, but it's so important. Like, think about where we're putting these, ladies. Like, I feel like we need to be a bit more, like it says on the side of this book, like I just said like about 65 times. That's the slogan of the day. So yeah, if you're looking for some friendlier period products, I would definitely recommend this brand. I also picked myself up 2 hazelnut chocolate croissants that I've just inhaled with my morning coffee because I need fuel for the day. I am tackling the home project that I keep going on about. I think I'm just going to tell you what it is. I don't know why I'm trying to be secretive and like build up this suspense, because I think by the time this vlog goes up, my first TikTok will be up anyway. So we are giving the utility room a little makeover, and I think I've set myself a bit of a price. Just gonna move, no one wants to see mine and Sam's dirty pants on the side. I need to give it a bit of a tidy in here, but under £150 I think is the price that I've set. It might even be a bit cheaper, to be fair. We're gonna completely transform. I say completely transform, there's only so much you can do with a utility, isn't there? Because I'm not going to take out cupboards or anything drastic like that. But yesterday I picked up the paint, which is my job today, overtly olive. I wanted it to be really fresh in here because it's like a laundry room, fresh, clean. That's kind of like the vibe that I want in here. So I've gone for an olive colour, which is so unlike anything else we've got in the house. I was tempted to use the same brown in here as the pantry because I'm just obsessed with that chocolate brown colour. The amount of comments I had from people saying like, I wasn't too sure about the dark brown, and then when you put it on it looked really nice, and I agree, like it just looks so nice in the pantry. I'm absolutely obsessed with that. I keep going to call it a room. Can you class it as a room? It's literally our kitchen cupboard, but you know what I mean, just obsessed with it. And I kind of was tempted to do the same sort of theme in here, but I thought let's switch it up, let's do a completely different vibe to the rest of the house. Also, we have our kitchen, like it's the same worktop that we've got in our kitchen, and it's a really awkward colour to sort of do anything with because it's sort of like an ashy brown. It's like a real cool tone brown, borderline grey. I remember when we first picked our choices, it was very limited what David Wilson could offer, and this I think was the best out of the limited that we had. I think they were all like glossy, sort of like white or grey solid ones. So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be my choice now, but I think it was like 10 grand or something to upgrade to like a proper quartz marble top. So at the time, that was just not possible for us. So this is like the worktop we went for in the kitchen. And then obviously it's carried through to the utility, same cupboards and everything too. So obviously, like with this in mind, I couldn't, that brown from the pantry, sorry, probably wouldn't go with this shade of brown anyway. So I thought an olive green, I feel like that will go nicely. And then it's easy to match. I've got a few accessories in the house that I'm planning on using in here. Again, obviously we can't go mad because I also like having this space pretty clear. You wouldn't think it right now, but to like fold washing and the bedding and everything. So yeah, we've got a little bit of storage up here, but the first job today is painting, and I'm thinking about colour drenching and doing the ceiling as well. I don't know if I should keep painting the ceilings because is that a nightmare? Like when the next people move in, are they going to curse me? I'm not sure. I might look at a few pictures. I was out today in B&M buying some bits, like accessory bits, and I should have got a shade. I forgot we had this ugly black one in here, so I'm going to take that out, replace the shade. But yeah, that's the project we're doing. To be fair, inside of these cupboards, I organised them not that long ago, so the cupboards are very nicely organised, which is kind of why I wanted to get this room sorted, because I love the cupboards and everything, but I just hate being in here because it's just always looking like this. So hopefully when it's got liquor paint, it's styled with a few cute bits, I'll probably have like the motivation to keep it nice and tidy, and it'll be like pantry reinvented, pantry times 2, because I've kept that so tidy and clean. And every time I open that door, I know it sounds stupid because it's literally just a pantry, but like if I'm baking or I'm cooking, I leave that door open and I feel like it's just added so much to our kitchen. Like it feels, I don't know, it's just really leveled it up, which I know to some people you're probably thinking it's a few jars and a few shelves, like, but honestly that was just like the best idea I've ever had in this house. So yeah, let's make this utility room the same and make it a place that I like being, especially when I'm doing the wash loads. You know, when you've got like wash loads back to back, I feel like it would be nice to have a space that's enjoyable to be in. Okay, progress update. This is literally taking me probably like 2 hours. I was going to colour drench the ceiling. I don't know if I'm going to do that because the paint is a little bit darker than I thought. I still love it, but it's just a lot darker than I thought, and I wanted this room to feel fresh and light. So if I colour drench it, it's just going to look so dark in here. So I think I'm just going to stick with the walls. There's been so much cutting in because of all the cupboards and everything. I actually do want to get the kitchen done. I've been thinking about this. That back wall that's painted black, I think I want to do that in the brown that we've got in the pantry, but that's actually no, because the sides, I didn't even think about that. We'll see. But if I do, I'm getting my brother or my dad up to come and do that because they're both decorators. My dad has a decorating company, so this would literally have taken them like, I don't know, like half an hour, and I'm here 2 hours later. So I'm just going to start rollering it now. I might get myself a Diet Coke to give myself some energy. But yeah, I do really like the colour. It is just a lot darker than I was thinking. I might only need to do one coat, but we shall see. Just wanted to give you a little progress update before I carry on. Right, lunch break time, because I'm flagging, I'm not gonna lie. And do you know what the biggest heartbreak ever is? Pastries and coffee is my absolute favourite all-time breakfast. Like I would literally have that every single day, but it makes me feel like absolute like headache. I feel like I can actually feel my blood sugar spiking when I have that. So I've got a little healthy lunch that I have been like, you know when you see something on TikTok, like a viral thing that people make, and you imagine how it would taste and you literally crave it, that is exactly what these are. I've had to make mini ones because I cannot find big sweet potatoes anywhere. if you get sweet potatoes and you get big boys, let me know where you get them from, because I have to make tiny diddy little mini burgers. But it's basically sweet potato burger buns, like just slices of sweet potato, and honestly, it's so yum. I put some red onion in there, some hot sauce. It's just delish. Absolutely love. So I'm going to inhale these, get some water down because I definitely haven't had enough water today either. And I'm going to watch a bit of Sophia and Cinzia. It is now the next morning. I'm just kind of like trying to defrost and warm up for the day. I've not been out of bed very long, but I wanted to show you my overnight sock curls. Are they called overnight curls? I think they are. Yeah, sock curls. I started doing these maybe like autumn, but they were falling out, so I just kind of stopped doing them. And don't get me wrong, they still personally don't last me all day, but how good do they look? I think sometimes they even turn out better than when I use my wand. They are slightly uncomfy to sleep in, but I feel like you do get used to it quite quickly. And I like the position that I usually will fall asleep in is laying on my back and just like leaning to the side a bit. So the sock is kind of like a cushion. It kind of supports my head and like my sleep position anyway, so it's not that major. But I'm really trying to not use heat on my hair as much as possible, like especially when it comes to curls and stuff like this. So my hair, what I like to do is, if I've been sat in the bath, because I had a nice hot bath last night, because when I finished that painting, I think my ibuprofen had worn off and my period cramps just hit me all at once. So, and I had like aches and pains from rollering and everything. I'm just not cut out for the physical work life. So I ran myself a nice hot bath at about 4 o'clock, but I'd like scraped my hair back and my hair was sort of like damp from like my sweat and the steam from the bath. So I just popped a bit of dry shampoo in the roots and then put them in sock curls, and then I slept in them, and I've woken up and my hair's good as new pretty much. So I am hoping to get to the gym. I'm gonna have this coffee and see how I feel. I never really put pressure, which is annoying because I feel like in January all I've had is excuses to not go to the gym. I went down to Cambridge obviously, so that threw my routine off, and then now obviously it's period week, but I never like put crazy pressure on myself to go to the gym if I'm feeling a bit groggy on my period, because whenever I do that anyway, it's really weird. Like if you go to the gym and you lift weights and you have a period, you'll know exactly what I mean. But it is scientifically proven, I think. But the weights that I can lift, it's like almost half compared to normal. So it just really like irritates me, and it doesn't make me feel like pumped and excited in the gym. So I'd rather just wait until tomorrow. But as I say, I'm going to have this and then see how I feel. I'm not going to make a decision when I'm not caffeinated. I feel like that's the worst thing to do. So yeah, hopefully I can get myself to the gym. We're going to go over to Sam's mum and dad's tonight after work, and I said that I would make a dessert. I do kind of want to crack on with the utility room little transformation. I am waiting for a few bits to arrive though, and I don't know if they're due until later today anyway, so that might have to be a tomorrow thing. But yeah, I'm going to caffeinate myself up. How cute is this mug, by the way? My brother got me these from Oliver Bonus for Christmas. He, for a little brother, the gifts that he comes through with, I don't know if he's probably got his girlfriend helping him out, but he's just really thoughtful. Like even with the bits that he buys my mum, like he just always does really well. I feel like that's quite rare sometimes for him and Sam and my dad. I feel like I'm very lucky with the men in my life, with the gifts that they get me. They are very thoughtful, bless them. So these have been like my morning coffee mugs, because since we've got the Ninja, I am actually now a 2 coffee a day girl. I only ever used to make one first thing in the morning, and then that would be it for the rest of the day. So what I've been doing, instead of making like a double espresso, I make 2 singles in a day. So this is just a single with like a little bit of milk. So this is like my morning coffee mug that I have. It's like the perfect amount of liquid in the morning, because I never fancy like a massive iced coffee first thing. This is just one to caffeinate me and to wake me up. And then at like 11, 12, when I've come back from the gym and I'm showered and I've done my skincare and stuff and I'm like getting set up for the day, I'll usually make my second one, and that'll be in like a tall glass, and I'll put a bit more milk in that. And that's more of a sipper rather than a chugger to get me going for the day. But honestly, that Ninja coffee machine, I've had a few messages and comments about it, and I feel like you'd be able to tell from my videos, if you watch all my videos, it has changed my life. Both of mine and Sam's life. Like, we've turned into those people. I hate to say it because you will know I was an instant coffee girl through and through, and I never used to understand the instant coffee slander. I used to be like, I love my instant coffee. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, get quite protective over my instant coffee, because also I never used to drink coffee, so I feel like instant coffee was like a weaker, like more palatable thing for me to have. So I never used to take any instant coffee slander whatsoever. Now that we've got used to this, it's become a thing. I had an instant coffee down at my mum's and I could taste the difference. So I've turned into one of those people, and I never thought I would see the day. But honestly, even like when I buy coffee out now, the thought of buying a Starbucks, I think if I got a Starbucks now, it would actually disappoint me because of these coffees that I make, especially the cinnamon one that I've been making. It's just so good, and I feel like nothing comes close to it. So yeah, for anyone who's on the fence about that, I know it's a massive purchase, and I know that I was just incredibly lucky to partner with Ninja and have them send it out to us, but I genuinely would have ended up buying that coffee machine. You know, I was sat on that for months and I was thinking about it. I'm one of those people, I do splurge a bit on like skincare and clothes and stuff, but when we've got a big purchase to make like that, I am quite sensible, and I will sit on it for a good few months and like question whether I need it or not. Me and Sam are quite like that. I think that's why it's taken us so long to actually move from this house, when we had it in our mind that we were going to be moving last year. But anyway, I'm going to caffeinate myself because I need this coffee this morning. We did it. I got the gym done. So glad I did that. You know, whenever I feel like that, sometimes I just have to force myself, because I know afterwards I'm going to feel so good for it, and I've never regretted it. I've never been in one of those moods, gone to the gym and been like, oh, I wish I didn't bother going to the gym. I should have just stayed at home. Like, I always feel really good afterwards. So if you're the same, just get your gym stuff on, get a coffee in you, get there. And even if you end up doing like 20 minutes on the treadmill watching a YouTube video, it's better than doing nothing. So yeah, feeling very good for myself for doing that. And I am going to make myself some breakfast because I'm absolutely starving. It's like 11 o'clock and I've not eaten anything because I ended up going to B&M afterwards to get a few little bits for the utility room. I'm actually really happy with the collection of bits I've got, because I'm trying to do this on a budget. I think I've set myself the challenge of like probably like 150. I was going to do 100. I don't think it'll be that far off of 100, but we'll say 150 just to make it easier for anyone else who might be thinking of doing the same and wants to like replicate it or do a similar vibe, because most of the styling bits I got from B&M, so very budget friendly, and then the paint and everything like that. So very excited to do that. I'm just making myself some French toast. That's what I fancy this morning. Let me just grab some cinnamon. I also picked up some Biscoff biscuits because I've got this thing at the moment where, do you know, it's always when you're trying to like be mindful with what you're eating. I'm not on a diet, but you know, like after Christmas, I'm trying to put better foods into my body basically, just to make myself feel a bit better, because it's what Christmas is about, zero regrets. But January time, I'm always just ready to like start fueling my body with just better things. And it's always that time where I will get the most delicious looking things coming up on my TikTok, and watching people eat is one of my favourite things to do. When I go to like events, like say for example cleaning events, it's really bad, but I usually don't know anyone there. Like, I don't watch many creators that do like a similar style of content to me, so it's always really awkward at like industry events when I go there and I don't know anyone, because not in like a bitchy way, but I don't really, as I said, I don't really watch anyone that does similar content to me, apart from obviously like my friends in the industry. But what I do watch a lot of is food content. Watching people eat is like, I don't know what it does to my brain, but it's as if I'm eating it, but I get fixated on these like trends that go around on TikTok of people eating these foods, and I just can't stop thinking about it until I've eaten it. It was the same with those sweet potato burgers that I made yesterday for my lunch, and the one that I've been like drooling over and like watching on repeat whenever I get anyone coming up on my FYP that's eating it, I have to watch the whole video all the way through, because I'm literally like salivating just thinking about eating it and imagining what it would taste like. It was the same, those sweet potato burgers. I couldn't stop watching people eating them. And you know, when you imagine in your head what something tastes like, it's that, what is it called? The thing that I'm going to make right now after I've eaten my breakfast. I think it's like a Japanese cheesecake, but you basically stuff loads of biscuits. The main one that I've seen, hello baby, the main one that I've seen people use is Biscoff biscuits and Oreos. I just got some Biscoff because I thought at least then it's not too crazy. And you just stuff it, I'll show you how I'm going to make it in a minute, into a big pot of Greek yogurt. So actually, to be fair, this isn't actually like anything too crazy. Greek yogurt's full of protein, so it's pretty much a healthy little snack to make. But I've just been so excited to try it, so we're going to make that. But it has to set in the fridge for like hours, so I'm going to get that made so that I can have that for my dessert tonight. Because I always have to have a sweet treat after my evening dinner, always. To be fair, after most meals, like I end up having a lunch dessert a lot of the time as well, because it just rounds off a meal really nicely, doesn't it? So Sam's been making popcorn. That's been one of like our favourite desserts to have of an evening. We buy the kernels from like the international aisle in supermarkets, and we make our own. Sam's mastering it now. It's so good. He makes it with like coconut oil, melting it down in a pan, and then puts a little bit of sugar in there and makes like a syrup. Honestly, it's so good. But I'm gonna finish off my breakfast and then we can make a little Japanese cheesecake together. And I'm very, very excited to try that, and I hope it lives up to my expectations. Do you know what it looks like? People are calling it a cheesecake, but I think it's more like a tiramisu. I think it's giving that kind of texture, so tiramisu is my favourite dessert ever. So very excited to try that. Right, breakfast is inhaled. I've got mess all around me, but priorities. Let's make this Japanese cheesecake. So I literally just have a pot of Greek yogurt. We already had this in the fridge. It's an unopened one. So I'm going to open it up. We usually use, is it Farge, I think. But we've actually been, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but we've actually been doing our food shops on Ocado. So we're getting M&S bits, which feels so bougie for like a typical week food shop. We love going to M&S for like little treat bits, but having just like casual Greek yogurt that's M&S in the fridge feels very bougie. And to be fair, we're not actually spending any more. I just said to Sam, like, going to the food shop was just getting quite a lot. I know that sounds so ridiculous, but by the time I'd been to the gym in the morning, gone to do the food shop, come back, unpacked everything, like, it was like lunchtime and I'd not got any work done, so it was eating into my sort of like weekdays. So we've got a new little system and we go and shop on Ocado, and so far so good. All the dates have been brilliant, the quality of the meat and the veg and everything is perfect, and then we also get the option of getting like little M&S bits that we would usually like go to the shop especially for. So yeah, we're really thoroughly enjoying I still love Sainsbury's, and I popped in there yesterday because I needed to get my period pads and stuff and got a couple of bits, and I will always love Sainsbury's. Like, the experience of going there, there's just something about it that I just love. But for weekly shops, I think Ocado has a heart at the moment, just because for ease. But anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to set you up prime position just in case anyone else wants to make this and you haven't seen the TikToks yet. I will be very honoured if this is the first time that you've seen the mention of this. So, do we go that way or do we go that way? Should we try and stuff as many in there? To be fair, I think that way is okay, and then we can break some up. So you literally, actually no, I'm going to change my mind. Why am I thinking about this so hard? I'm questioning myself now. Let me watch some TikToks. People are doing it like, oh, how did she do it? That's the same size yogurt that we've got. Let's see. Doing it that way. Okay, let's just stick it in. I didn't know whether to do lengthways. See, that's a bit long, isn't it? Like, the lid's not going to close. Might have to break some bits off. Okay, let's do that. Let's just break some bits off. Yeah, that's okay, I can do that. So I'm literally just stuffing, like the problem I have, this is quite a shallow, not very deep pot of yogurt. I think I've seen a lot of Americans doing this, and they get like really deep tubs and they just stick them in, and it doesn't stick out the top because we've got to put the lid back on the yogurt. So that was my only concern. But this should be okay. Oh my god, guys, I'm so excited to eat this. I only have to prep something ahead of time though. I'm like, oh, I just want to eat it now, to be honest. Oh, these ones were already snapped. I feel like this is going to be so yum. Like, this is my kind of dessert. I love a cheesecake and I love a tiramisu. So, very exciting. I don't know if you can have biscoff biscuits. Right. Ooh. Is that one going to fit in there? Let's stuff it full. And then the sides, I can put those little snapped bits in. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I'm quite intrigued to see how this is going to go. Stuff them in. Oh no, I pushed that one a bit too far. I think the trick is to just like fill it as much as you can. That's what I'm doing anyway. Without squelching it out. Oh, it's squelching a bit everywhere. One more. I'll put these little bits in there. Okay. Is that okay? I think that's... I mean, mine definitely looks a lot messier than the ones that I've seen, but you get the gist. And then that goes in the fridge. And later, we'll have a taste test, and I'm so excited. It is now the next morning. I've just been to the gym. I'm just about to light this candle, which has been a firm fave of mine recently. It's by a brand called the Wick Guru. Sam got me this for Christmas in the scent buttery croissant. It's literally edible. I feel like croissants are everywhere at the moment, and it makes me hungry because I just love a croissant. And the smell of this, it literally smells like you've been, just checking my hair's not on fire after that. It smells like you've been baking croissants in your oven all day. It's like a really sweet, but like buttery, warm paste. It just smells like a buttery croissant basically. Longest way of saying that ever, but I'm lighting that because I walked in from the gym and the house just smelled gross. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's maybe a bit wet doggy because we took Lola out last night and she got absolutely soaked in the rain. I'm not sure. There was just a fusty smell in the air, so I'm lighting that. She's in the hallway, I think. So hopefully it won't make her cough. But today is the next part of transformation. I've got my little bits and bobs, not these. I need to get rid of all these. But the bits and bobs that I've picked up to like style it with. But this is the next part. I'm going to replace the handles on the cabinets in here. So it's basically the same as, I don't know why I turned the extractor fan on. It's basically the same units, cupboard doors, as we've got in the kitchen. But I'm going for like a goldy vibe in here because I feel like it goes with the olive green so nicely. Like, how pretty does that look together? So I'm going to replace the silver with this gorgeous like brushed gold. I'm going to link all of these. I'm going to make like a little utility room like product collection on my LTK so that everything that can be linked is going to be linked on there for anyone who likes any of the bits that I'm showing. But these were so cheap. It was a pack of 15. I couldn't get a smaller pack because there's only 4 handles in here. I might even switch out the ones in the kitchen when I'm gonna get my brother up to decorate the kitchen. I think I mentioned that, but I might even put them in there because these worked out to be about £1 per handle, whereas when I was looking in the shops and stuff, that is Lola coughing, so I'm gonna have to go and blow that candle out. But when I was looking in the shops, they were like £8-9 per handle, which I just thought was ludicrous. So I looked on Amazon and found these, and they're perfect. They're exactly what I was looking for. I saw exactly the same in the range, and I think they were quite pricey as well, and they weren't the right measurements because you've got to get obviously the right spacing for the holes to fit perfectly. So yeah, These were the best ones I could find, the cheapest I could find, pack of 15, and it was like £15 something, so absolute bargain. So I'm really excited to do that. I'm hoping that it's going to be an easy thing to do. And then I have also, I'm not 100% sure on this, I have kept the receipt just in case, but when I was in B&M, I saw this little shelf which has got like gold hooks on it, and it's like a really nice ribbed little unit. It was only £8, and I thought, I don't know if it's going to fit, I don't know if I'm going to be able to drill in this wall, because obviously we've got switches here, and I know they usually run, do they run up or down? Not sure, that's a bit too technical. I'm hoping that I might be able to drill it like in between those and just have like a little unit, because I've got a few jars and stuff that I want to put in here, and I don't necessarily want to put them or like style them on the unit, because I like keeping that as clear as possible so that we can fold the washing on it. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure on how I'm going to do all this, but I have, obviously I showed you inside, we've got all of our like washing bits up here, so like pods, softeners, scent boosters. I need to top these up, and then like a few cleaning bits up there, and then down here is like the overflow, like the stock of all of those bits that's in the jar. I'm so lucky that I get sent all of these bits by my absolute favourite cleaning brand, so we've always got like an ongoing overflow ready to stock those up. So yeah, that's like the storage situation in here, which I'm absolutely fine with. So I don't really need too much out. I just wanted to style it and do like a few cute little bits. So I've got this little like touch lamp that you can charge. It's a USB charge, and then I picked up a little bit of greenery, and I've got this pot that I got from Home Sense in the summer. It had a plant in it, but of course I've killed it. Honestly, I get so annoyed with myself because our family always buys us really nice plants. Sam's mum especially, like for birthdays and stuff, they always get us house plants. I've not been able to keep one single plant alive. I think actually that's a lie. We've got a cheese plant in Sam's office, so that's like his responsibility really, and he's managed to keep that alive. I don't know if it's because our house is too warm, or honestly I always try and like read the care instructions and I think I'm doing a good job, and then one day it just like all the leaves fall off and it's just crusty and dead. So I've always got like a supply of plant pots. This would look really cute with all the bits that I've bought for that room, but do I like just buy a fake one? I think I might actually just buy a fake like this fake eucalyptus that I got from B&M. I might actually, I don't know why there's a poo bag in there, but I might just buy like a fake house plant to go in there, add a bit of greenery. I was going to, this is probably going to be really repetitive. I don't know if I would have shown this part on TikTok, so this might be a little sneak peek before the TikTok video goes up, because this is going to be like the last episode of the little series I'm doing. But I spotted this in the special buy section in B&M, and I just love the size of it. It's absolutely massive. I don't even think the camera's doing it justice of like how big that is. And I wanted to put some tumble dryer balls in there. Couldn't find any tumble dryer balls, so I'm gonna have to order them on Amazon. But I thought I could paint this wooden lid in the olive colour that I've put on the walls, maybe. I'm not sure. That was my thought process behind that. And then I've got this, which I thought was really clever, and we could really do with something like this. It's an over the door drying rack. We've already got our black one there, but when we're doing like a dark load and a light load, we usually run out of space on there. So I thought this is like a really good little space saving thing. This would have been perfect for me at uni. If you live in like an apartment, or if you're at uni and you live in halls or like a small little room or something, I just think this is such a good idea. Little space saving hack. And then each bit, you can see it's got like quite a lot of room on it, and then it's got the hooks up here. So very impressed with that. Again, in the special buy section for £12. Absolute bargain. So this is obviously the last stage. As I said, today I'm gonna try, I say try because I've never done this before. I'm hoping it's gonna be really straightforward. They came with the little screws, the new handles, so I'm gonna replace those. And then Sam is at home today, so I'm gonna recruit him to hopefully help me, because I do not want to be drilling into like wires or blowing up the house. So hopefully he can just watch over me while I put that little shelf up, hopefully. If it goes, that's another thing, because these cupboards are obviously cream and that's a white shelf, so I don't know if it's going to be a bit clashy. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Excuse my hair, I've just walked Lola in the rain. I feel like it's non-stop raining at the moment. Every single time I walk her, it's like that annoying drizzly rain as well that's like really fine but gets you absolutely soaking. And I've been doing my sock curls and they will last all day unless they get wet. So this rain is just like the bane of my life at the moment. I've also got the washing machine doing a spin, so I don't know why I thought now was the right time to pick you up. But I wanted to give you a utility room update because I managed to change over the cupboard handles. They look really gold on camera, but they're more of like, not a brushed gold, but they're more of like a subtle gold in real life. I feel like they look really yellowy on camera, but they don't actually look that gold in real life. I am really happy with them. And then I put the little B&M shelf this side. I was originally going to put it under here, but I was just too nervous about these. And also we've got the boiler there, and when I was like looking it up on ChatGPT, it was saying that there's like gas pipes and all sorts, so I thought I'm not even going to risk it. It probably would have been okay there, but I just thought not worth it. So this side of the wall is where I put it. And then I thought, when I've got like wash days, and I usually have these like out on the side, I know there's obviously loads of space here for me to have them out, so this seems quite pointless, but I just thought I could put all my little wash bits on there. I'm going to put like the plants and stuff that I've bought to style it, and I've also just discovered that it's a perfect little vlogging spot for me to rest my camera on. So very happy with the progress I've made today. Tomorrow I'm going to finish it off. That's going to be like the last little episode of the series, and I'm going to put all of like the little styling bits out. So I showed you the bits that I picked up in B&M. I'm going to change the light, the lampshade, light fitting, whatever you want to call it, and have a bit of a clean and a tidy in here, and then we're all done. And I'm really loving it. It's crazy like what these little differences make in your house, like how big of a difference they make, because obviously we've got the downstairs toilet here, and in the day I just wee with the door open, so I was sat on the toilet doing a wee admiring my work, and it's just completely changed like this downstairs area. So very happy. We are going to the cinema tonight to watch, is it The Housemaid? It's not The Housewife, is it? Housemaid. And I'm really excited about it because we went to the cinema week before last to watch, I'm playing with my hair again. I need to stop doing that, honestly. That is the biggest annoyance ever. What did we watch? Marty Supreme with Timothée Chalamet in it. That was Sam's choice. And I wasn't really that bothered about seeing it, but I actually really enjoyed it. And then obviously this week it's my choice, which is The Housemaid. So yeah, I've just realised there's a bit of the shelf missing from the corner there. That's annoying. Oh well. But yeah, very excited to get a nice big cinema Coke, cherry Coke, and watch The Housemaid, because I've been watching everyone's like reviews and reactions on it, and I haven't read the book because I'm not a reader, even though I have tried many times to become a reader, because Sam is always on his Kindle at bedtime, and I always have FOMO because I just sit there like doom scrolling, and I keep saying to myself that I'm going to try and get into reading, but reading really needs to hook me. If I enjoy the film though, I might read, because it's based on, is it Frida McFadden? I know it's based on a book, so if I enjoy it tonight, maybe we'll try and give the book a read, who knows. My attention span is honestly the size of like a fly's or something. It's a Sunday morning. I've not long been out of bed. Just made myself my Sunday morning coffee, and I was going to show you the utility room because I finished it yesterday. I've been trying to work out when to post this video because I wanted to show you the finished utility room, and I haven't yet posted it on TikTok. So I think I might post this video and the TikTok reveal tomorrow. I feel like I'm making such a meal of this, but I'm so happy with it. I didn't even know a utility room could be cozy, but I literally just want to sit in there. It's the same as when I did my pantry. I literally just want to sit in there with a chair and have my morning coffee, because when like it's a day like today where it's so like drizzly and grey and dull and just like January weather. Like last night I was doing the washing at like 4 o'clock, you know, and it's just getting dark, and I had the lamps on there. Let me show you. I feel like I'm teasing you. There is dirty washing around here. Hang on, let me put the lights on and I'll show you. Ooh. It is very much functioning as a utility room at the moment, because the weekend is when we get through all of our wash loads. So this is it in its like natural form. I've not like polished it and got it like super tidy for the big reveal, but look how cozy it is in here. I love the lighting. It's just so, I don't know, I think with the green, let me just close that door. With the green and like the cozy little lamps, I just love it so much in here. I love the gold bits. This touch lamp was an absolute bargain, by the way. I got it from B&M for £10. It's chargeable. I've literally charged it for about 10 minutes and it's been going all day yesterday and now it's working today, but it's got 3 settings. I've been having it on the first one because it's nice and warm, and then the eucalyptus was from B&M. All of those bits were from B&M. Yeah, I'm so happy with it. And then this light I did actually already have, so I know we were doing this on a budget and that is slightly cheating, but even so, even if I did buy that for this, we'd still be under the £150. I'm gonna actually do like a proper price breakdown today. That's what I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna work out how much everything came to. It definitely didn't come to over £150. To be honest, I think it might have even like been within £100. It was really reasonable. Like, I know obviously I've only painted and changed the handles and stuff, but it's just made all the difference, and that was kind of like the point of the video, is because in my head I've been putting like things like this off and rooms like this off because I'm just like, oh, I'd rather spend the money on holidays, or do you know what I mean? Like, it's never been a priority for us. But me and Sam have spent more than £100 on like a dinner out, like a date night, a singular date night. So to put that money aside and like transform a room like this, it's so quick, it can be so cheap, and it's just made all the difference. And I know it's only a utility room, but when we're doing the washing and stuff, like, we spend a lot of time in here, and this door is often open as well. It's the same with the pantry situation. This door, didn't know if Lola wanted to go out for a wee then. This door is often open, so it kind of is like a carry through from the kitchen. And when we've got people around and they use the downstairs toilet and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. If you want more of a sort of like grand reveal and a price breakdown of everything, the TikTok should be up by this point. So I'm going to do like an on-screen price breakdown of everything that I used. But yeah, very, very happy with my cute little utility room. And this over the door Aira situation, how handy is this? £12 from B&M, and I just think that is such a space saver. Like, honestly, I mean, granted you can't fit too much on there, but there's still quite a few racks that you can use, and then you've got all of these hooks along the top as well. So as I said, that would have been perfect for me at uni. I used to hand wash like my socks and my knickers, because wash loads were so expensive. So I used to save them for like once a month, like all of my big clothes, and I'd hand wash, like, as I say, like my PJs, my socks, my knickers. And I used to like hang them over my radiator and over my shower door in my uni halls. So if I had that, I could have thrown over my bathroom door. That would have been perfect. So yeah, very, very chuffed with that, and very chuffed with my new little utility room. Sam is actually currently out on his Sunday run, so I am enjoying my solo Sunday. If you know, you know. If you're over on TikTok, I haven't actually filmed it this week because, oh, just zoomed you in. Apologies for that. That was like, oh my god, I've just done it again. That's like the what do they call that? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Jump scare, that's it. Jump scare that you didn't need right now. But we're gonna have such a Sunday-ish Sunday, because I'm gonna cook us a really nice roast dinner. My mum, bless her heart, she was so excited over Christmas. She went into Tesco and she found the legs of lamb on offer for like, I think it was like less than half price. So she stocked her freezer up. She loves a leg of lamb. Her and my nan just love doing a roast with a leg of lamb. And she was like, I've got you and Sam a leg of lamb, and she'd frozen it. And then when we came back up from Christmas, she'd sent us back home with this frozen leg of lamb. So I've had it in the freezer ever since, and I just really fancy roast dinner today. It's been so, yesterday we were lucky actually, the weather was gorgeous. It was like really sunny and bright, but freezing cold. That's like my favourite kind of winter weather. But today again, it's just drizzly, it's foggy. It feels like a horror film everywhere. It's like, I'm all down for cosy weather, you would know that by now, but it feels really like eerie. It's just like this grey fog like looming around. Like when we're trying to get our steps in and stuff, it's just not really the vibe. So I really fancy just making like a really cosy roast dinner. I've defrosted the leg of lamb. This is the leg of lamb in question. I ethically didn't used to eat lamb for like years and years. Fun fact actually, while I was at uni, I don't think anyone would really know this, I was like 90% vegetarian, 95% vegetarian. The only time I would ever eat meat is if I came home for the weekend and like my dad had cooked a roast dinner, or do you know what I mean? Like it was a once in a 6-month thing I used to eat meat. So obviously lamb was off the cards. And then when I started eating meat again, sort of when I met Sam and that really, I still wouldn't touch lamb, like just ethically, but the taste is just so good. I hate that it's so good. I do hate that it's so good. To be fair, we don't buy lamb. We've never bought lamb in our food shop, but when my mum bought that leg of lamb, I was like, and she did a roast dinner, like our second Christmas day that we had with her, she did a lamb roast dinner. And it was just so yummy, like it just fell apart. She really slow cooked it, so I'm gonna FaceTime her. And I did watch her cook it, and I did kind of like get the method in my head so that I could do it, but I've kind of forgot, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna FaceTime her to get some slow cooking instructions for that leg of lamb, because I want to make sure that I cook it perfectly, because I've done this with beef. Beef is so expensive, isn't it? Like we would know, if I'm doing a roast dinner, I will usually just buy a whole chicken. But on the odd occasion, probably like 2 or 3 times that we've lived in this house, I've splurged on like a joint of beef to do like a really nice dinner. And I always cook it for less than what it says on the packet for the weight of the meat. And it's still overcooked. I like beef to be pink, like red. I know that icks some people out, but if I'm splurging on a cut of beef, it needs to be tender, it needs to be juicy, it needs to be pink. And there's nothing worse than when you get it out, you cut it thinking it's going to be gorgeous and pink, and it's just cooked all the way through. That breaks my heart. So I want to make sure that I do not do that with this lamb, and we make the most of it and cook it to perfection. So yeah, gonna do a nice Sunday roast. We also need to do a Sunday reset. Not that I ever do a Sunday reset anymore, but even Sam said last night, like, we need to do that today, because there's just random things, like, bearing in mind this is probably all my fault, but there's just random things like lurking around the house that need putting back in their place. And to be fair, I don't know if I can be bothered to do this today, to be honest, because it's Sunday, but the bathrooms are kind of gross and I need to do like a bathroom clean, but I might save that for the week, because I'm just so out of the routine of doing a Sunday reset now. I like to have a very slow, relaxed Sunday, as you can probably tell. So yeah, that's the plan for today. And that coffee is really good. I feel like I've actually perfected my coffee in that machine now. It's not the cinnamon one though, it's hazelnut syrup, and I showed you it because I just can't get over how like aesthetically it like scratches my brain when I get the ice and milk and I just brew the espresso straight on top and it gets that like ombre. I just bloody love that. I don't know why, but when I make my cinnamon coffee that I've been banging on about with the cinnamon, the brown sugar and the honey, I can't do that because I've got to dissolve the cinnamon in a shot first and then pour it over the ice. I feel like that's the biggest spiel ever, but I might just sit and watch a bit of TV while I have my morning coffee, to be fair, and then I might just start slowly pottering. And I do want to go out on a really nice long walk today. That's something that me and Sam have actually been sticking to with our New Year's resolutions so far. I might not be uploading on YouTube twice a week, but we are doing our daily 10k steps, if not more some days. And I feel so much better for it. Honestly,
never underestimate the power of getting steps in. Like, if you don't want to go to the gym, like you feel anxious about it or you just can't be bothered, get a walk in every day. And I am telling you for a fact, you will see the difference in your body. You'll feel the difference in your energy, your bloating. Like, if we go for a walk, we've usually been going for a walk like after we've been eating of an evening, and your food just digests so much better. So yeah, I think sometimes people like overcomplicate these things in their head. Just go for a walk every day to start yourself off. If going to the gym feels too much for you, get your music playing, get yourself a nice drink, and I actually do always enjoy it when we're out on our walks. Absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm feeling so much like tighter, and like, not that I'm doing it to lose weight, but I just want to feel better in myself. I just got to a point where I was feeling really groggy over Christmas. I think mine and Sam's problem is we start our Christmas diet, like we're buying Christmas food like November time. So come January, we've had like nearly 2 months of eating like just stodge, cheese, chocolate. Like your body just gets ready to like freshen up a little bit, doesn't it? So yeah, I've been feeling really good for getting my steps in. So yeah, steps, cooking a nice cozy roast, getting the house a bit tidier and cleaner, lighting a nice candle, nice comfy outfit. I'm not gonna wear makeup today. I washed my hair yesterday. So yeah, I think that's you caught up. I can tell when I've had my morning coffee, I just set the camera up and I could just like spiel and just word vomit on you. But yeah, I'm gonna go and sit down and finish my coffee, and I'll catch up with you in a bit.
Let's put a Sunday morning record on. I've not actually put the record player on in ages, so let's get it on. I love doing this when I'm having a slow morning. If I'm pottering or if I'm sitting on the sofa just chilling and scrolling and I don't really know what to put on TV, which I don't, to be honest. I said I was going to sit and watch TV and have my coffee, but I don't really know what I'm going to watch. I think I'm going to start watching Love Island, actually. Not today, but I keep seeing everyone getting into that. Anyway, let's choose a record. So our record collection at the moment, I'm just standing it up against our unit because I did have them laying across in the cabinet here. They fit perfectly, but then a few people told me that, I didn't know, but they warp if you store them like laying down like that. So I've stood them up against the unit, and I really want to get some like proper storage. I have seen these really cool like shelves that you can like stack them on to like display them. And I think I'm going to do that in here because we've got quite a lot of wall space. I'll show you in the living room where this mirror is. I was thinking maybe like along here or even like either side of the TV. I think that would look really cool just to have them like on display. And then obviously it's killing two birds with one stone. It's like wall art and it's obviously storing them. But this is our collection. So when I went down south, my dad actually gave us one of his old ones, which is Madness. And Madness always reminds me of my dad, so I feel like that's a really nice one to have, and I think that's like an original one. He said he got it from, it wasn't his from like the 80s, but he got it from a car boot sale a few years back. So we've got Madness. This is my choice, my absolute fave. When I got a record player, when I told my mum that I wanted one for Christmas, I always had in mind playing Fleetwood Mac. I think I might put that on this morning. Let's leave that to one side because Fleetwood Mac is just up there with one of my faves. And then basically when we went to HMV, it was 3 for £66, which seems like a lot of money. But if you've got like specific artists in mind, I feel like it's hard to go to like people were telling me to go to charity shops and stuff, but every time I've looked in a charity shop for records, they are like £1 each, but they're artists that I've never really heard of before. So if you've got like a specific record or like artist in mind, I feel like it's quite hard to do that. But I'm gonna keep having a look around, and in Hull we've actually got like a few old school like record shops, which is just such a nice thing to do when you're having a little mooch in town, to go and have a flick through all the records. But yeah, we went into HMV and we did the 3 for £66 deal, so we chose one each. I chose Fleetwood Mac, Sam chose Drake. You can see the difference in our music taste there. And then we chose like a joint one, so we decided on Arctic Monkeys. So we've got Fleetwood Mac, Drake, Arctic Monkeys. This is the one that my mum got me with the record player for Christmas, which is just such an us record. We just absolutely love a bit of 80s, and this is like 80s soul and disco. So we got that one. And then again, one of mine, this was an absolute bargain. This, I don't know if it's not like an original, I think this was maybe from like the 80s, yeah, 1987.
But it's got all of my absolute favourite Elvis songs on there, and there's a couple on there as well. Well, there's a few on there that aren't his like most well-known, like proper popular, you know, like mainstream Elvis songs. There's a few on there that are like his maybe less known ones that I really love, and they're on here. So yeah, I might put that one on actually. Let's leave those two out, Elvis and a bit of Fleetwood Mac while Sam's out. And there's 2 records in here as well, and I paid 15, actually no, it was £13. It had £15 on the label, and then when he scanned it through he did it for £13. So yeah, that's our little record collection. I'm gonna put, what should I put on first? Fleetwood Mac or Elvis? I think Fleetwood Mac first. Let's put Fleetwood Mac on first. I've had people asking me to like record a record being played, just so like they can sort of like hear what it sounds like, but I don't know if it picks up like the actual sound, do you know what I mean? Like when you're listening to it in person. Let's put this side on. Bit dusty. Let's see if it picks up. Obviously copyright, I can't play it for too long, but God, we really do need a reset. Look at the state of just this unit. Look at all the stuff that's on here. Right, here we go. A little roast update. It smells incredible in here. Alexa, off. I have been slow cooking this lamb. Oh, she's not listening to me. Is she gonna come back on? Alexa, off. Off. She's truly mugging me off right now. But yeah, the lamb has been slow cooking. I've done it for 3 hours. I think it's got about half an hour left. And I've just been cooking it above some water. So I've got a rack there, the roasting tin underneath, and then this is filled with water so that it's steaming it, and then I've wrapped it really tightly in tin foil, marinated it with garlic, herbs, all that good stuff. I don't know what's happening with my Yorkshire pudding. This oven clearly needs a clean again. It's not been too long since I last did that, but I think that's all the steam splatters coming from the water. Yeah, we've got a bit of a lopsided Yorkie, but I'm sure it'll still taste nice. We've got the roasties in there. It's all about like shuffling it in, fitting it in the oven when I do a roast dinner. I feel like it's a game of like, it's not Jenga, is it? You know what I'm trying to say, like trying to fit it all in there. I've got the stuffing in here, veggies on the go, and I'm just going to make our gravy. And then it's going to be done. And I am so ready for it. I'm absolutely starving. I just went to get my steps in, and it's freezing. Like it's foggy, like freezing fog coming in. So I am very excited to be back in my PJs, about to inhale a roast dinner. I'm going to find us a film to watch as well and just have like a really lazy, cosy, snuggly Sunday night.